You know, Dr. Wolf recently asked a question, or did a topical video asking a question of who Gusty the Great was. Now, he did admit he wasn't too familiar with the G1 Gusty until he watched it and realized that she was voiced by Trish McNeil, who is the voice of Bart Simpson, and is also voiced other. Actually, no, it was actually Nancy Cartwright. What am I saying? Nancy Cartwright. Was it Trish McNeil? No, it was Nancy Cartwright, yeah. Who also has voiced other characters. One character in particular that I know she's voiced was Fawn Deer in the Disney Bonkers television show. But Nancy Cartwright, I believe that's who it was, or was Trish McNeil, one of them, surprised Dr. Wolf by, being revealed as the voice of Gusty because the voice sounded very similar to Bart Simpson. But anyway, he basically wanted to know who Gusty was. And from what we've been able to tell, when it comes to her G4 appearance, or her G4 acknowledgement, is this incarnation of Gusty is very powerful. Now, I know that the Gusty in G1 had the power as a unicorn to summon up a gust of wind, as far as I know. This Gusty might be able to do the same thing, has a similar, if not identical, cutie mark, but how powerful is she, and who was she? Well, that is a good question. Some may have an answer already. I know the creative staff has an answer, and hopefully they'll be giving that to us in the second half of the season. But the question of who Gusty was is one that a lot of fans want to know, especially when it comes to G4. I mean, if Gusty is as powerful as she's being depicted, the question is, where does she get this power? What's it? Is it a combination of powers, maybe gifted to her? What's the deal? I mean, because she has to be powerful enough to be able to steal Grogar's bell and put it in hiding on Mount Everhoof. So the question is, how powerful is she? How powerful is Gusty? Who is she exactly? And to me, again, I know I repeat myself here, but it is a valid question because, the way Gusty is depicted in the flashback, or at least in the storytelling flashback by Grogar, it looks like Gusty could be a cross between a pony and a Kirin, or a pony and a dragon. She might even be a descendant of Misty Mane. Because one thing that some fans commented on in the comment section of Dr. Wolf's video is Miss Mane is another unicorn pony that has an upward horn that's kind of shaped in a very pointy way. Very sharp pony-like horn. So it makes you wonder if maybe Miss Mane is a descendant of Gusty's, and if she'll play a part later on. It would make a lot of sense, because she comes from basically what's I guess the equivalent of Asian pony descent. But we don't know. We don't know if maybe Miss Mane has a connection to Gusty. We won't know until the second half, maybe. But to me, I think who Gusty is she is a pony that was gifted with incredible power to kind of counteract Grogar's powers and abilities. It's like whoever gifted Gusty with these powers, gifted her with enough power, maybe not fully, but enough power to be able to, like I say, steal Grogar's bell and seal it off in Mount Everhoof with such a powerful spell, barrier if you will, that it took the combination power and teamwork of Tirek, Chrysalis, and Cozy Glow to be able to finally retrieve it. But the other thing is, again, who is Gusty from a pony perspective? Even though she has a wavy mane and a tail as depicted in that little flashback that that Grogar put together, even though she's depicted as having something like close to Miss Maine, the question is, again, like I said earlier, or like I asked earlier, is she a descendant? We don't know. The possibilities that Dr. Wolf brought up of maybe she's a Kieran, but then again, a Kieran, as we've seen, doesn't have a wavy tail or mane, but the way her ears are depicted, maybe that's an answer. Maybe she's the child of a Kieran pony relationship, like a pony, a female pony or male pony got together with a female or male Kieran, and maybe she became the result. We don't know. I think perhaps she's maybe, and this might sound a little like, I'm still favoring and throwing in Sparity once in a while, but I want you to think about why, all of a sudden they're bringing back, they're focusing on Spike and Rarity's relationship. Like, why now? Like, why in the last two seasons, last season and this season, are they doing that? And I wouldn't be surprised if maybe it's revealed that Gusty is the child of a dragon and a unicorn. Because think about that. That would be something that could give her the kind of power, along with some other power gifted to her, that could match or counteract Grogar and kind of be able to allow her to steal his bell. So maybe, if you think about it, maybe Nicole Dubuque and Josh Haber and the creative staff, Jim Miller, Stephen Davis, Gail Simone, all of them, maybe they're putting more focus on Spike and Rarity for a reason, and maybe that reason is to reveal that once Gusty gets revealed, if she is, that Gusty is a child of both a dragon, a powerful dragon, and a powerful unicorn. It would make sense, and it would kind of make sense, like I said, from a power perspective, giving her that immense power, and it would kind of maybe put to rest the whole, oh, well, Spike can't be with Rarity because this and that. Maybe it'll put that to rest. Maybe we'll find out that the dragon that got together with the unicorn is a dragon that's about Spike's size, maybe a bit bigger, and the unicorn is basically like a Rarity. And maybe there you go. I mean, take a look at, as crazy as this sounds, take a look at Flurry Heart. Some would say, well, she became an alicorn because her mom's an alicorn. That's probably true. That's a good argument, but from what media people have been able to pull, official media and backstory, Cadence was actually a Pegasus. She was actually a Pegasus before she became an alicorn. So, Flurry Heart being a hybrid of a unicorn in her dad, and basically part Pegasus because that's what her mom originally was, that would make sense as to why she's an alicorn. Or she was born that way, but then you take the magic that Shining Armor has, combined with the magic that was bestowed upon Cadence when she went alicorn. You combine those magics together and, well, you saw for yourself in the crystalline how powerful not Cozy, but Flurry Heart could be. So it would kind of make sense maybe that if it's revealed down the line of, Gusty being kind of a hybrid, basically being part pony, part dragon, and the reason for her power that she has is because her family, her parents consisted of a dragon, a powerful dragon, maybe one that's about the size, if not bigger than Spike, just a little bit bigger, and that of a powerful unicorn. It could make sense. It would really make sense, and as crazy as it sounds, it could put to rest the whole Spike could never be with Rarity, because now we kind of see the reason as to why they're focusing on those two again, why they're getting behind that again. But I'm not going to argue against the fact that maybe Gusty the Great's a result of a Kieran and a pony getting together. I'm not saying that. I'm not debating or not saying or arguing against that she might be a descendant of Miss Maine. I'm not saying that either. I'm not even saying that she might be a descendant or an ancestor, I should say, of Twilight. You know, we don't know. I mean, maybe the pony unicorn warriors that help her defeat Grogar, or kind of slow him down, are descendants, or ancestors, I should say. I know I said descendants a lot, I should have said ancestors. But you kind of get what I'm saying. If they're ancestors, maybe, of the main six, the main seven. We don't know. Again, that question that, you know, Dr. Wolf asked of who was Gusty the Great is a good question, because this interpretation of Gusty, we have no idea who she is. You know, how powerful she is, because apparently she had to be powerful enough to be able to steal the bell, put that barrier on Mount Everhoof so that nobody could get to it until frenemies happened. So we don't know. We don't know how powerful she is. Again, we don't know if she's the result of a dragon and a pony getting together. You know, a dragon and a unicorn. We don't know if she's a result of a Kieran and a unicorn, a Kieran and a pony getting together. We don't know if she's an ancestor of Miss Main or an ancestor of Twilight. We don't know that. She might be an ancestor of Sunsets or Starlights, for all we know. But she might even be, as Dr. Wolf puts it, maybe she's the mother of Celestia and Luna. We don't know. You know, the questions that are asked about Gusty are almost endless. Almost endless. I mean, they will end, apparently, when it comes to the second half of the season, but they're almost limitless, they're almost endless. You know, it's like, until we get to that second half, to the meat, if you will, of the story arc, only then will we probably find out who she is, how she became powerful, and maybe she'll have the answer as to how to defeat Grogar. I mean, my assumption is the way they're going to defeat Grogar is they're going to destroy the undestroyable bell of his, as well as maybe his collar, and that's going to get rid of his magic, and that's going to probably destroy him. We don't know. But, you know, there's a lot of questions. In fact, I even brought up the theory, and thank you for a lot of views on the theory, of perhaps she's the spirit of the Tree of Harmony. Because when you think about the Tree of Harmony, as of last season and even this season, suddenly becoming sentient and alive, it makes you wonder if perhaps that's Gusty. Maybe she was powerful enough to where, even though maybe in a weakened state, she transferred her part of her soul, if not her whole essence and body, into the seed, unbeknownst to the pillars that they were going to plant, that would inevitably or eventually become the Tree of Harmony. We don't know that. You know, we don't know, you know, who Gusty really was. But eventually, I think when we get to the second half, we're going to get our answer. But my theories is she was gifted with some kind of magic that made her powerful enough to counteract Grogar in a sense, and take his bell and hide it. And maybe she's powerful enough to be able to transfer her essence into the seed unbeknownst to the pillars. Before they planted the seed, that would become the Tree of Harmony. So we don't know. We don't know, you know, how powerful she is, but those two things that I've mentioned could be prime examples. And whether or not her power came from the result of being the child of a Kieran pony relationship or a dragon unicorn relationship, or maybe she's an ancestor of Miss Main, we don't know, or Twilight's, we don't know. We'll just have to wait and find out. But again, I think until we get to the second half, in fact, I think when San Diego Comic-Con comes around next month, and BronyCon as well, I think that's when we're going to get our answers as to exactly who Gusty is, where she came from, maybe, you know, why she's designed the way she is, and just how powerful she is. And I think we'll get that answer when they show a trailer for the second half of the season during San Diego Comic-Con, and maybe a trailer maybe that same trailer, I should say, during BronyCon. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But that's just my response to Dr. Wolf's video. Let me know what you guys think about it. Check out his video as well on the same topic. But let me know what your thoughts are on who you think Gusty the Great is. and I will talk to y'all later.